in a nice neighborhood in Long Island, but he's in a run-down house. I walk in, and he's sitting in a metal folding chair. That was the extent of the furniture he had in his living room. He's got on a ripped t-shirt, and he's sitting in front of a black and white TV set with the antennas up, and he's banging on top of it trying to get the Yankee game in. So I'm thinking, strange, right? I look up, and his wife is at the top of the stairs, and she has a mattress under her arm, and she's taking the mattress down the stairs step by step. These people are in their late 60s. So I put my briefcase down and I said, "Ma'am, can I give you a hand with that mattress?" She said, "No, Tom, that's not necessary." She says, "I'm used to this." She said, "This mattress is 45 years old. It's a perfectly good mattress and we don't need a new one." And every other week I take it down the stairs, I take out all the old newspaper, I fill it with new newspaper, and then John helps me carry it back up the stairs. So I'm thinking, great, right? I look over at John in a nice way. I said, "John, you know, the seminar was for people who were worth $10 million and up." He said, "Tom, I know exactly who the seminar was for. Take a look at this." And he hands me his financial statement, which he was very proud of. He had $50 million in municipal bonds, $25 million in the stock market, $10 million in cash. He had a $35 million business, and he had $10 to $15 million in real estate. I'm looking at that financial statement, and then I'm looking at that mattress. And I'm looking at that statement, I'm looking at that t-shirt. And he looks at me, and he knows exactly what I'm thinking. And he says, "Tom, I don't like to spend a lot of money." I'm at my office in the city, I get a call from him. He says, "Tom, you want to go to the U.S. Open?" I said, "Sure, when?" He said, "Today." I said, "Well, I have a suit on today, I was going to work." He said, "Well, cancel what you were going to do and wear your suit to the stadium. We'll have a good time." I said, "Okay." I hang up the phone, thinking to myself, where did this guy get tickets, right? I know he didn't buy them. I go to the stadium and I get online with everybody else to go in, and I don't see him. Then I get a tap on the shoulder. It's him. He says, "Tom, what are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean? I thought we were going to see the tennis matches." He said, "We are." He says, "But I don't go in this way." I said, "No?" He said, "No." He said, "Follow me." I said, "Okay." Thinking maybe he has VIP pass or something. I don't know what to think, right? So we're walking and walking and walking. Finally, we can't walk anymore because we're stopped by a fence 20 feet high with barbed wire on it. I'm thinking he made a wrong turn, right? But he didn't. He starts climbing up the fence. 67 years old, right? Before I could say anything, he's over the fence. I'm just staring at him. I can't believe it, right? He looks at me, he says, "Tom, let's go." Now I got an expensive suit on, right? I said to myself, I'm in this case 6 months. I'm not going to quit in this case now. So I go over the fence after him. He says, "We just got to crawl through this long tube." He squeezes through the tube. I follow him through. Now I'm filthy. He says, "We got to go over this concrete wall." He pulls himself over the wall. I follow him over the wall. Up this ladder, through this hole, and we're into the stadium. Worst possible seats you can imagine, right? Bob Uecker nosebleed seats. I'm sitting there, I got a ripped suit on, I'm sweating, I'm bleeding, I'm filthy, and I'm disgusted. I look over at him, he's happy as can be. Because he didn't pay for the tickets, right? Right at that moment, I could see the light bulb go on in this guy's head that he's starting to realize that you cannot pass that kind of wealth downstream without problems. Gift taxes, estate taxes, loss of control. He looks at me and he says, "Tom, I think we should revisit that financial tool that you're so fond of." I said, long story short, I finished up the process. I had some trust drafted. I showed him some numbers. And this man who wouldn't buy a new color TV set or a new mattress or a new t-shirt, we're hitting his checking account for $85,000 a month.